This program is rated SPG. It contains scenes with themes, language, violence, sex, horror, or drugs, which may not be suitable for children. Strong parental guidance is advised.
A lot of women in our country are experiencing sexual violence. But what is sexual violence? Well, sexual violence is any sexual act or attempt to obtain a sexual act by violence or coercion. It is an act to traffic a person or act directed against a person's sexuality regardless of the relationship to the victim. There are 9 types of sexual violence. First, we have physical violence. Physical violence occurs when someone uses a part of their body or an object to control a person's action. Second, we have sexual violence. So it occurs when a person is forced to unwillingly take part in any sexual activity. Third, we have emotional violence. So emotional violence occurs when someone says or does something to make a person feel stupid or worthless. The fourth one is psychological violence. So it occurs when someone uses threats and causes fear in an individual to gain control. Fifth, we have spiritual violence or religious. So this violence occurs when someone uses an individual's spiritual beliefs to manipulate, dominate, and control that person.
The Republic Act No. 9262, an act defining violence against women and their children, providing for protective measures for victims, prescribing penalties therefore and for other purposes. The Republic Act 9262 are punishable by physical or acts including bodily or physical harm, sexual violence, or any act which is sexual in nature, physiological harm, or to cause mental or emotional suffering or economic abuse.
So what are the causes of sexual abuse? The causes of sexual abuse comes from most offenders are male who indoctrinate their children into sexual activity. Offenders have a sense of entitlement and privilege with no sense of consequence. Some perpetrators themselves were abused in their childhood, thus bringing their abusive past into the present and abusing their current partner. Another cause of sexual abuse is failure to maintain healthy and trusting adult relationships. Insularity, control, obedience are stressed, and this gets confounded with sexuality. Another cause of sexual behavior is that the relationship is not equal because of age, intellectual abilities, status, or role.
What are the effects of sexual abuse? So the most immediate person affected by sexual abuse is the victim or survivor. But the effects of sexual abuse also go far beyond individual survivors, impacting their closest relationship as well as impacting communities in our society at large. Sexual abuse can have psychological and emotional and physical effects on a survivor. So these effects are not always easy to deal with, but with the right help and support, they can be managed.
Here are the sexual abuse prevention. First thing, educate yourself on physical and sexual abuse as much as you can. Find out who is the most likely to commit child abuse crimes, why adults abuse children, and so on. Second, talk to your children and listen to them. Create an environment in your family where children are comfortable sharing information about topics that they are embarrassed or fearful of. Third, teach them the personal safety rules. No one should pick at your intimate parts. No one should touch your intimate areas. Fourth, tips for talking to your kids. For all of their private parts, use formal names. Many children are unable to report abuse because they lack of appropriate terminology and prefer to use nicknames for private places. Fifth, know the children's adults and teens. You should learn as much as you can about the adults and teens with whom your children spend time, from getting to know the instructor, coaches, and youth workers, and interviewing potential babysitters. The last one, observe your children with tabs. Know where and with whom your children are. Make it a family rule that if your children's plans change, they must inform you before doing something or going somewhere you are unaware of.
For today's important announcement, we have here the 6 things to do when you experience sexual abuse. First, ensure your own safety. Most important factor should be prioritizing your safety and well-being. Second, reach out for support. Once you feel more physically safe, it's important to connect with a person you trust for support. Also, you can call to the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Hotline operators are trained to offer support, hear your story, connect with resources for treatment. Third, consider your medical options. Choosing to go to the hospital or a medical rape center after an assault can be beneficial for a number of reasons. Most critically, healthcare practitioners can treat bodily injury and help ensure your sexual and physical health. Fourth, process your experience. You can go around it, over it, or under it. You have to go through it. Learning healthy coping habits, which may be as simple as journaling, walking, or meditating, can help survivors effectively process their trauma. Fifth, consider your legal options. Some survivors are adamant that they want to file a police report or prosecute the assailant. Lastly, reconnect to yourself and your life. Consider the activities and social outings you may have avoided in the aftermath of your trauma.